Hey ladies, how's it going? Hope you're all doing well today. So, today I'm going to be sharing with you all an interview from my friend Diane Minkner, who is now actually part of our group. And she opted to do a written interview with me instead of a video interview. So, I hope this really blesses you all. I'm just going to read it to you all and share with you her abundance of information. Again, she's a gut health and brain health specialist. I thought it'd be really amazing to have her on and ask her a few questions about how to best help ourselves as we age, as far as brain health and gut health goes, because that's a huge part, of course, of our journey together as we age. And hang on. There we go. All right. So I just want to make sure I have everything. So it's a really huge part of our wellness journey, especially as we age, and we really want to avoid any detrimental neurological health issues, dementia, Alzheimer's, things like that. And I want to teach you all things that you can do now to prevent that from happening, especially if you have aging parents who might have already gone down that road or you're watching them decline. You don't want that for yourself, right? At least I hope you don't want that for yourself or for anybody in your life who is beginning to age or just really anyone at any age. So let me share with you the interview that I did with her. So her name again is Diane Minkner, and let me tell you a little bit about her before I dive into the conversation that she shared with me. Okay, so Diane Minkner is an AADP board certified holistic healthcare practitioner of the American Association of Drugless Practitioners, who is known for helping people overcome chronic illness and disease by targeting the root of the issue, addressing the emotional as well as the physical illness which developed. Diane works with the Germanic healing knowledge model of holistic medicine, understanding that illness is a result of unresolved shock or trauma originating from either the individual or the family, and sometimes generational trauma carried forward in the cells. That is amazing, and which I've seen from a spiritual perspective as far as generational sins and curses go, and it's just so amazing how that still goes in alignment with our physical. We're all one, right? We're a body, soul, spirit. So this all makes sense. All right, symptoms arise normally following triggers in everyday life. The body tries to go through the healing process by drawing attention to the organ or body system affected by the area of the brain in which the originating trauma happened. So, healing is possible by finding the root in the psyche and the brain and understanding how God designed our bodies to heal themselves. Amen. For someone looking to let go of of subconscious patterns and fixed belief systems that are interfering with success in any area of life, go see Diane and make letting go easier. We actually got to know Diane because my daughter a few years back was really struggling with a condition I've never heard of called HSP, which affects mainly children, but adults sometimes as well, which is more of a gut health issue. I didn't know what it was. My daughter was struggling with constipation for a few days, and then she was in pain, so I was trying to help her. We took her to a practitioner, just general health practitioner, and they just gave us some things to help her go to the bathroom, and had some X-rays done in her abdomen just to make sure everything was fine. But um, nothing really worked, right? So the next day, after I took her to the doctor, I was sitting with her outside on our patio and had her sitting on my lap and noticed some purple splotches on her legs, on her knees, and I thought, that's really strange. How does gut health and how does constipation have anything to do with a physical manifestation on your skin? So that in itself opened my eyes to a whole new world of holistic care and how much our body tells us. So she went through this whole thing, but Diane was amazing at helping to diagnose her, helping us to treat her. And just like Cindy, she's able to test our energy systems and tell us what's going on, even remotely. And better so than a practitioner could in an office, in a traditional office, because when I went to take her into the office, they were doing all kinds of tests on her, into the ER actually. They were doing all kinds of tests on her and didn't really know what it was until the purple splotches started coming out. But Diane knew what it was, HSP. She called it out before the practitioners, the doctors could even figure out what it was. So it was really cool. And we've been using her on a regular basis for our family health and has really, really been helpful. She even helped my daughter when she was struggling with what's it called? Strep. She had strep in her brain, which was causing her to lose her speech, to lose her like wit, and was causing her to be really frantic and panic. And I didn't really know what was going on. And all of a sudden she couldn't talk anymore or make sense of her words. And I thought she was having a stroke, but I texted Diane. I said, Diane, what's going on with Charlotte? And she said, I got it. It's strep in her brain. So take her to the urgent care and tell them that her doctor, I basically told them that her pediatrician said that she has strep in her brain and test. And if, honestly, if I didn't come with that information and tell them that, they would not have tested for strep because she did not have a sore throat. So unfortunately, a lot of children or even adults who have strep in their brain are basically treated as psychiatric patients and sent to a psych ward. So if you know of anybody in your life who has bouts of kind of manic issues, it could actually stem from a bacteria, the strep bacteria. So anyway, just want to throw that PSA out there real quick. Okay, anyway, she's been amazing for us and very similar to Cindy's practice, but a little bit different. So anyway, okay, so Diane also utilizes quantum matrix devices, Diane also utilizes a patented quantum matrix device which works through the quantum field and provides insight into the person energetically. This unique neuroscience program enables assessments and treatment sessions to be done remotely. And come see why people have flown from all over the world to receive brain integration from Diane. It's been amazing. My son and my husband have done it for relief of PTSD, TBI, learning disabilities, and chronic stress or anxiety. I know she was working with somebody with eating disorders or other addictions, and it's helpful for that as well, depending if the person's ready for it. So Diane works with renowned business coaches to assist professional development and growth. So if you are needing next step brain integration, if you have a child in your life who's struggling to read, is labeled as dyslexic or ADHD, she can help actually in this regard, in anxiety or depression, stress, things like that. Okay, so I asked Diane to join me for an interview so we can learn more about brain and gut health as we age. So there's some amazing information out there when it comes to the benefits of fasting and brain health, specifically ketone production and anti-inflammation as we age. I want to know how our gut is connected to the brain and emotional health. So we know that, ladies. So when you're producing ketones, you are getting this flow of ketones into your brain and throughout your body that's bathing. Your brain is bathing in these beautiful ketones that it loves to use for brain clarity, and you just feel good. You can see things at another level, which is one of the reasons why when you're fasting spiritually, you have more of a connection with the Lord. So, okay, so let's see. Oh, actually, I need to share with you her credentials first. So Diane Minkner also has a BS in psychology, graduate studies in abnormal psychology, certified brain integration practitioner, licensed LENS practitioner, bionetics counselor, Germanic healing knowledge, trained complex homeopathy, special certificates in pediatric holistic health and addiction medicine. So one of the things that she did share with me is that she doesn't have enough in-depth training and information about fasting specifically in brain health. So she was going to look into that and share that with me a little bit later on. So, but let's move on to the rest of the interview. Okay, so we of course are a group of women interested in age-defying health tips, and let's go a little bit deeper and learn more about how fasting can be used for the brain and gut health and the things that we can do to support them, decreasing our chance of struggling with dementia, depression, imbalance, and falls, and other age-related issues. So welcome, Diane. That's what I was going to share with her. Tell us a little bit about yourself and who you serve. So she says, I serve anyone looking to fully heal and not just treat symptoms. My typical adult client is looking to let go of subconscious patterns and fixed belief systems that are interfering with success in any area of their life. So if you didn't watch our interview, it's kind of an aside, if you didn't watch our interview with Sophia Joseph a few months back, go back to that. She talks about the same thing, but she has a master's degree in spiritual psychology, and she talks about this exact thing, about subconscious pattern and fixed beliefs that are interfering with success in our lives. So that's another thing to do too. Okay, would you mind starting out by sharing a bit about how you became interested in this area and how you had a revelation of God's wisdom? I was on my way into the traditional model of graduate school for my doctorate in psychology when God intervened. I knew another clinical lab class. I needed another clinical lab class, and astrophysics was the only higher level class open for enrollment. This class, that I had no choice but to take, forced me to learn about wavelengths and the respective frequencies. In other words, the things that we can't see. It was during this class that God showed me how energy works and doesn't work. Let me explain further. I had been struggling with what I perceived to be a gap between science and God. He revealed to me in prayer one morning how He is the great master of energy healing. Amen. And He is the great master of science. I'm getting chills reading this. Through prayer, He communicates with us and answers prayers, gives us answers that allow us to understand beyond the physical realm. Yes, amen. All right, let's talk about the brain. Specifically, what does having a healthy brain actually mean, and what is the goal? All right, let's focus on two areas when we talk about the brain. A healthy brain means a brain emotionally balanced and physically balanced. Physically speaking, the vagus nerve signals the body to regulate metabolism, blood sugar, hormone, and neurotransmitters necessary for the physical body to function optimally. That's cool. From a physical perspective, a healthy brain needs essentially fatty acids and amino acids, as well as minerals and vitamins to function optimally. A healthy brain signals to the body a sense that all is well. The gut relies on the perception of the brain for this interpretation. The brain relies on the gut for its interpretation, but it is a circuitous loop where the two systems are in a continual feedback loop, right? So you guys heard the brain-gut axis, that feedback loop. This is what she's talking about. So the gut relies on the perception of the brain for its interpretation. The brain relies on the gut for its interpretation, but it's a circuitous loop where the two systems are in a continual feedback loop. You cannot have a healthy brain without a healthy brain. Maybe she meant gut. You cannot have a healthy gut without a healthy brain. What does this mean? You'll notice I didn't say either relies on information. They rely on perception. Everything is about perception. If you perceive yourself as not worthy and unhealthy, your body is happy to comply. Ooh, that's cool. All right, what affects these chemical processes? Stress, from thoughts and emotions stuck in a loop of unresolved trauma. A brain in continuous unresolved stress stays in the sympathetic nervous system. The light is always on. This signals the adrenal glands to release cortisol, pull resources from the digestion of food, the absorption of nutrients, and the function of the parathyroid and thyroid. When you're running from bears, who needs to metabolize food, right? True. What are some of the common problems the aging population deal with that can be prevented? And what things do people do that accelerate the aging of our brain? All right, she says sugar in uppercase, exclamation mark, 4 times. It deteriorates the brain. Stress kills brain cells, and deficiency in fat kills brain cells. Amen. Power to fat. So sugar, it deteriorates the brain cells, stress kills brain cells, and deficiency in fat kills brain cells. Okay, and then she says, I ask, how is gut health connected with brain health? Your thoughts, emotions, and your words activate stress in real time. They collectively are considered your psyche, and psyche rules your health and healing process. Stress prevents healing and makes you sick. An unhealthy negative outlook creates an unhealthy gut. Okay, interesting. What can we do with our diet and lifestyle to heal our guts and prevent dysbiosis or dysfunction? Let it go. Worry, anger, and grudges and resentment create stress hormones that deteriorate the gut lining, creating dysbiosis. Forgive yourself and others, in uppercase. Forgive yourself and others. Please share a bit about what keeps people from following through. Oh, I'm going to go back a little bit. So it's really amazing how when I meet with clients who have gut issues, one of the first things I ask them is, what is your stress level like? How are you about forgiving people? How do you manage your day? What do you do with your stress? And more often than not, they realize, oh, that's why I'm struggling with my gut health. It's because of my stress level in my life. And we just uncover it from there, and I help them through that. All right. Please share a bit about what keeps people from following through with your recommendation or some struggles that some face. I consider myself a teacher, not a treatment provider. I believe that empowerment comes from education. I suggest reading, and I give all clients resources to find the answers they seek within themselves so they don't have to rely on me for the whole process of wellness. The answer is inside of them, and it begins with prayer, asking forgiveness and giving it. Meditation, prayer, and stillness is key. It's where the true answers lie. Amen. That also goes in alignment with what our friend, what's her name? Rhonda Jones was sharing with us a few weeks ago in my interview with her about meditation, Christian meditation. A challenge can arise if a client comes in who refuses to redirect and simply wants someone outside of themselves to fix it. Yep, giving away their power to a circumstance or a diagnosis is not going to result in healing. It's only when you own your role in something and love yourself in your current state of health is when you can begin to process. Victims do not heal. I've experienced that. This is for me as an aside. I experienced that in my private practice and in group things over the years where I can provide all the information that I want, but if the person's not ready to heal and they just want me to do everything for them, it never works. So make sure to keep an open mind, which many of you are doing, and I love it. Keep an open mind to everything I share and just trust the process. All right, and also don't skip steps either, because that's where the healing happens in this whole process. All right, I asked her, what can we expect from living out this healthy lifestyle as we age? Can we reverse or make dormant genetic predispositions to certain age-related diseases? Unfortunately, some genetic mutations are activated by toxins in the environment, and things we inject into our bodies in the name of prevention have interfered with God's design of the body to heal itself. There's no such thing as age-related illness. It is chronic inflammation. What you see in elderly people is a consequence of a bad diet, unhealthy lifestyle choices, and buildup of unresolved trauma manifested into disease. In the Germanic medicine model, disease equals unresolved trauma from the brain displayed in the physical. We believe eating live food and living a life through forgiveness and love creates an internal environment for a healthy body. Food is supposed to nourish the body. Eat living food that has been fed living food, not GMO Franken food, or GMO laden food, I guess she meant. Okay, and then another tangible examples. She's saying as a takeaway is to eat whole food, step out of fear around good fats. The brain needs good fats to function. That's what I was talking about with ketones earlier. OMD is my recommendation during the healing phase of illness. OMD means 1 meal a day. Metabolizing food takes resources that are better spent on detoxification and healing. Yes, so we talk about 1 meal a day. Also, love it. Goes in line everything we're talking about. All right, so how can they find you or get more information? So I will share this also with you, but her website is www.goseediane.com, and it's GOSEEDIANE.com, or call my office anytime, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and I'll share with you her number, 208-991-8300, so it's 208-991-8300. Share about your practice and how you can help. So for someone looking to let go of some conscious patterns and fixed belief systems that are interfering with success in any area of life, go see Diane and make letting go easier. Diane utilizes brain integration techniques to remove connections in the brain that formed with the environment during a shock or trauma. The body records every part of an environment during a traumatic experience so that when In similar environments later, it serves as warnings to avoid certain tastes, smells, sights, and sounds. Even feelings can trigger reminders. That's true. I know many of us have experienced that same thing before. Um, I've even had that with clothing, actually. I remember when I was pregnant with the kids and I felt so sick. And just the idea of looking at those clothes or just looking at those clothes I was wearing, I couldn't even handle it. It made me feel sick again, so I had to throw them away. And that happened more recently too when we were in New York, and the smells around the city, the smoke and the exhaust and all the things, cigarette smoke and pot smoke and exhaust from cars, got on my clothes, and it grossed me out. So I was actually considering throwing away some of those clothes, but I can totally see what she's talking about. Okay, so something that she wants to share with us. So she does have she's saying that if you mention this video to her, that you watch this video that I'm sharing with you today, that you'll receive a free 15-minute phone consult with her personally. So if you have any questions for her, have some things that you really feel that you need addressed that she can really help you with, she's offering a free 15-minute phone consult with her to get your questions answered and anything resolved, to see if working with her would be a good fit. So thank you, Diane, so much for answering my questions, and we appreciate your time. So ladies, let me know if you have any questions. I will also post in the comments her contact info. And if you want to know anything more about this, just let me know. Have a great day. Talk to you all soon. Bye.